What's going on, everybody? Safar Sadek here. Yeah, I'm sure everybody's pretty much aware of all this hoopla about this resurgence of Roe versus Wade controversy because the Supreme Court is deliberating whether or not to overturn it or pretty much just to give it over to the states, knowing that certain states will definitely overturn it. And now you got, all these feminist dumbass bitches in an uproar about this shit. They're all out there crying. My mother had to go out there and protest about this shit almost 50 years ago. And we thought we were securing this thing. And here it is, all the way 2022, we gotta deal with this again. Well, no woman on this planet, specifically in this dumbass society that we live in, has benefited from Roe versus Wade than a so-called black woman, AKA the nigger bitch. They've benefited from this shit more than any other woman in this entire society. Not realizing that the same people that came up with this Roe versus Wade bullshit, the very same people are the ones that used to hang our people from trees and feed our offspring to alligators down in the South and, subject us to firing squads, being tarred and feathered, and our men castrated, women raped and, sodomized and all this other shit. And the same ones that to this very day deny equality. The same people are the one pushing this agenda, yet the nigger bitch, and when I say that, there's a difference between the nigger bitch and the rest of the black women in this society. There's a distinct difference. I'm not talking about all black women. If you feel like I'm talking about you, then guess what? I am. And that's why you feel this way. Because the truth hurts and it will expose your deepest and darkest shit that you're trying to keep hid or not. But anyway, the same people that have oppressed y'all's dumb asses for these here 400 years are the same ones got y'all back out on the streets doing this shit, defend Roe versus Wade, your right to murder your babies so that you can be the hoe that you were socially engineered to be. All right? And so now, they were social engineering all this shit during this pandemic that started back in 2020. And after the George Floyd incident, y'all niggas went ape shit and started tearing shit up, burning down shit, pulling statues down and doing somersaults and cartwheels and swinging from vines and shit, doing everything that they knew that you would do. And your primary leaders that had you out there doing that shit, AKA Black Lives Matter, was at the forefront of all of it. Well, since then, Black Lives Matter has disbanded. And the people that were leading it took their 30 pieces of silver and went into obscurity and left you to your own vices. And so now you've jumped on another bandwagon that was taken out of commission. Well, that was started in 1973. And y'all been riding this bandwagon ever since. Well, now that the Black Lives Matter false movement, the wheels have fallen off of that bandwagon, now you're back on this one, thinking that it's gonna allow you to continue to, forge your destructive behaviors and lack of morals, so to speak. And so now there's no more Black Lives Matter, period. So now the social engineers have y'all back out on the streets to test the next phase of their MK Ultra program, and this is what they're using. Roe versus Wade, by simply threatening to do away with it. Not actually doing it yet, just simply threatening to do it. Because they are the puppet masters. They know exactly how to pull your strings to get you to do what they want you to do. And you do it flawlessly, without fail. And so, for the past 60 some years, you nigga bitches have really taken a turn for the worse. But then in 1973, that's what put the nail in the coffin for y'all's asses, and y'all don't even realize it, with this Roe versus Wade shit. The right to murder your offspring, primarily your male children, primarily. Those are the ones you're having taken out. All right? To solidify the fact that your hatred for your own man is such that you would murder him before he even have a chance to come into this world. That's just the amount of hatred you bitches have towards your own men. And it's been going on for the past about 45, 48 years. This shit's been going on. Okay, well, here we are at the end of it all, because that's exactly where we are, at the end of all this bullshit, this nightmarish hell that we're in. And once again, they put this bullshit into the media and you all take the bait, just like you were socially engineered to do. But this time around, we're going to have to look at this thing statistically, because you damn sure don't have the capabilities or the aptitude to do so. Now, all the other races of women that are out there in these protests that are going along with this shit, some of them aren't, a lot of them aren't even from this country, and they don't even believe in this shit in their country. But because they're here, you know, they are intoxicated from the wine of Babylon. Yeah, sure, they'll go along with it. But here's the difference between all of them and the nigga bitch. All of them are still having babies, even male babies. All of them still have men in their lives, even the white women, whether you like this or not. So you have to ask yourself this question. How is it that they're out here pushing this godless, destructive agenda, and yet most of them have families, but we don't? What's going on with that? Why is this? Well, the answer is simple. They're only using this to forward certain political agendas in this country, and that's it. But the primary reason why they're doing it is to seduce you into destroying your own nation before it's even born. This is all targeting you. That's why. But you too goddamn dumb to see this shit. All right? And so now let's look at this picture here that y'all been staring at since I started, talking on this issue. Defend Roe versus Wade. You got this nigga bitch, Aunt Jemima looking motherfucker with the year 1973 tattooed on her right bicep like she's a man. Yeah, you all want to be men. That's why you keep aborting the men, so you take out the competition. That's just how fucking twisted and demented you nigga bitches are. Because y'all want to be the man. You don't give a shit about being the woman until it's time for you to open your legs and take a man's seed. After that, you switch back to your masculine, how can I put this? You switch back to your masculine duties, your masculine facade, to say the least. And then as soon as you have a child and it turned out to be a male child, hey, you got to go. All right? But then you don't kill all of them. The ones that you let survive, you turn them into women. so that you could be the man. And now that we're at the end and we're seeing a lot of atrocities being committed towards our people, worse, or so to speak, than what you're doing to our people. When you see other races of people engaging us, now fear is setting in. It's okay when blacks kill each other. Black lives don't matter to each other. That's, standard operating procedure for us to knock each other off, especially the nigga bitch and her own offspring. That's standard operating procedure. That's, part of the hood, part of being niggas. But when another race of people engage our asses, now is when all the fear and the whining and crying and bitching and all this other shit comes into play. Yeah, I know I'm ruffling some feathers right now, and I'm doing it on purpose. And so, but what you dumbasses don't realize is you have been set up on a self-destructive path of female fuckery. And what I mean by that is simple. These social engineering operations that have been conducted against us is to throw off the balance of supply and demand. And that's what this is all about. Supply and demand. Look at this picture. Look down at the bottom. Says it all. There's 3 masculine men down here at the bottom, quite successful by the looks of it. And then there are 19 of you on the other side of them. That ratio is off. Well, up until this point, it hasn't really been an issue to you about the ratio being off, because this society has created the illusion that it was on your side and that it was lifting you up on high. It was all just an illusion. So up until now, this didn't matter to you. Well, now that this society has stripped away a lot of your queendom, and this year is going to take the rest of it away, now you're becoming extremely concerned. Now you have other races of people engaging your ass out in public, no matter where you are, with impunity. You have a lot of these high-paying jobs that a lot of you have taken for granted going away. You are now experiencing evictions at an unprecedented level. Many of you now experiencing health problems as a result of this self-destructive ritual that you all love to take part in order to ensure your place in this wicked ass society. And so now you're becoming this concerned, deeply concerned, because what you are now forced to see is that you don't have many protectors for the grand finale that's just around the corner. And you can feel it too. Everybody can feel it. Everybody can see it. And pretty much anybody with intellect is talking about it. And those that are wise are preparing for it, except you. Because you have no way to prepare for what's coming. Why? Because you have damn near diminished the supply of men among your nation that could actually help you. Sure, there's an overabundance of Pookies and Ray Rays. They're just like you. Actually, they are you. You created them in order to help solidify your place in this queendom. These are your mindless drones that go about the daily task of, entertaining the queen in the nest. But when it comes down to it, these drones are going to flee the nest and leave the queen unprotected. And so now the queen has become aware of this. She's now looking for protectors, but finding none. Why? Because you murdered them all. Only but a few. That select precious few that will never, ever be in your grasp to do any harm to. You will never be able to persuade that select few to preserve you in order for you to continue this perpetual self-destructive path that you have been set on so many years ago. No, the fun is over with because it's all about supply and demand. You depleted the supply and now you send out a cry of demand, but it's too late now. And I'm gonna leave you all with this. Anytime you flood a market with any commodity, it doesn't matter what it is, that particular commodity loses its value. And that's where you find yourselves now without any value. Simply put, because there's too many of you bitches. That's why. And you were instrumental in creating this offset in the ratio of qualified masculine men to yourselves. And so now when hell really ascends or descends upon this society and everybody in it, all the other women have enough men to protect them except you. And the only ones you have around, you're gonna have to protect them like you've always had to protect them. So I hope, your participation in going out and protesting against the illusion that Roe versus Wade is going to be overturned, I hope that your participation gets you the results that you want, because at the end of it all, you're going to be the one holding the short end of the stick. Peace.